Welcome back to another Wrestling with Ski. I'm once again joined by Justin. So thank you for finally coming out of whatever cave you've been hiding in for months.
Been hiding in the gym.
That's a cave.
Yeah, true.
It could be considered one. I mean, you're walking around.
The Planet Fitness in Millersville. It is a 2-story, and I work out in the bottom part of it. So I guess you could qualify that as a cave.
And your training mask makes it look like you're wearing a respirator, like you're in some kind of radioactive place.
Yeah.
Like your training mask probably actually does a better job at filtering things, the air and stuff, than certain things. But
I'll tell you what, it definitely helps when I actually don't run with the mask. I can actually push out another point or about another quarter of a mile when I'm not wearing the mask. So it's improvement.
Yeah,
broke that record for the mile. So improvement's always good.
I try to run. I'm just going to fall over dead.
I want to say I appreciate everyone bearing with me for not being on this for a while, and I know you've pretty much been holding down the fort. Had to get refocused, had to jump back on that horse that sometimes we all fall off of, but
everyone does.
Yep.
I've been known to fall off a few horses. Everyone gets there. And fun fact for today, I mean, technically it's not like calendar year because the dates are always different every year, but technically it's Justin's 1 year. It's Justin's birthday. His first ever show was Wrestle Mania Night 1 preview show last year.
Oh my God. I'm glad you've got a good memory because I've got a calendar to remind me of that crap.
It's an easy one to remember. Finally got him on to do the preview show for WrestleMania. They do 2 nights now. So got him done easy. And he was sweating through his clothes just like I did the first time, even though he looked cool as a cucumber. He was a ball of nerves like me when I did my first one, and I was saturated through everything. I already sweat I sweat like Brock Lesnar. I go from 0 to I just jump in the swimming pool. But happy 1 year.
Thank you.
Golf clap. So I want to blow people's ears out in the microphone. But now that you're back, before we get into all the nonsense, there's a bunch of nonsense in there. What have your feelings been on all the product across the board for the last couple months? Whether things the machine, AEW, you're
the only thing I still thoroughly enjoy, and I know people are probably getting tired of it. If you notice what's going across my chest here on this new authentic merchandise of mine.
Hey, this is authentic. It's just it's not as
just a wee bit, get it? Wee bit authentic, get it?
It's just a wee.
No, the product in general, I mean, I can't ever get tired of Roman Reigns when you think he's gotten boring. The absolute last promo, not too sold on, but the one a few weeks ago, just anything over the time period with this whole Brock Lesnar build is really the only thing that's really kept my interest. Few things on NXT, that have kept our interest. Well, the non-PG stuff, obviously. Gigi, love her to death. Nikita Lyons, love her to death.
That one, right there.
Either though Nikita's not quite there wrestling wise, I think she will come into her own. But obviously, we know the assets she has is why Vince signed her. But AEW's still up and down. Overall product I'm okay with. There's some things that outshine the other. A week-to-week basis with AEW. 1 week's good, the other week's phenomenal. Then you got there's 1 or 2 weeks that are kind of in between. They're kind of lost, and then they go back to really great week, really slow week. They're still coming into their own. Even they've been around 2 years now?
Yeah.
Has it been 2 years? So I mean, it's always going to be fluctuating with them until they finally get some solidarity on certain things. They're still developing. Any product like that's going to take at least between the second and fifth year. So giving it the benefit of the doubt another year or so, I think, with all the articles that
Rumor
have
has
come
it they don't have
across.
a writing team.
Yeah, so I mean, they're kind of gunslinging it.
And that you could definitely tell, but
yeah,
there's a lot of repetitiveness in it as well.
Yeah,
That's a problem. And
I mean,
it's good. I mean,
you know,
I thought last week, or was it this week? Whatever. Yeah, the other day, I thought AEW was way better than Raw
yeah,
and SmackDown to that point. I mean, I remember
Yeah.
Brock mauling people with forklifts and stuff. And yeah. And Roman's last promo on Raw, like, I'm sorry, that was like,
yeah,
I don't
just
remember
wasn't.
any of it.
Yeah, like nothing really stuck out.
Let's talk about everything that happened before. Ooh. I know, let me guess, you're gonna smash him. No, you're not. What?
Yeah.
Ooh. Not to be like DX when Sergeant Slaughter's getting in their face, but without weirdo Danhausen, but yeah. Otherwise, I think they've had some good stuff. I didn't like Cowboy coming out in a Tesla with big ass horns on it. I thought that was just let JBL have that.
Yeah.
Tesla.
Yeah, you might as well had Elon Musk, open the door for him.
That was bad, but yeah, they've been up and down.
I mean, the wrestling itself, if you're talking straight wrestling, by far, women's division still iffy, but like the men's division, is pretty solid when it comes to just the wrestling part of it. No story sides or no glam aside, it's a good product. You still have the chain stuff, the chain wrestling, like that I'm still sold on. If I'm solely watching it just for the wrestling, I'm okay with it. But the thing is, they need to put the wrestling part and the storyline part and really, tell a story, not just storyline wise, but with the wrestling, the thing with the last one I can remember that I actually saw was Punk and who was it? Punk and that paid tribute to Kid and Brett, was it? Yeah, Kid and Brett. That whole and obviously we picked up on it. Kind of brought back that wrestling that we're like, yes, cool, okay, I know where that's from, and and that's what I like about AEW, where they fit in those certain things. Still, I saw earlier the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. I guess that's cool. I'm fine with that. To kind of give that tribute to Owen. But just being able to fit things in here and there. And I think the Owen Hart tournament thing's kind of still a little, hey Vince, but it's not like indirect either. Like, it's more of Vince,
what we got him.
Yeah. I still wish, please, if anyone's listening, we would still, and the last mention was Mark Henry's induction. He needs to go in, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to go on a rant. I still think he's deserving, and
Martha, not going to happen. Martha and Oj, but Martha's not.
Yeah,
she's never going to let.
No, and unfortunately it's not going to happen until she kicks the bucket, and I think. We know how Natalya is probably feeling, like it's deserving. I'm sure Brett will agree. I mean, I'm not speaking on obviously his behalf, but it's time to let bygones be bygones.
Oh, I mean, no, they did kind of.
Jackson, you need to turn it down, please. Thank you.
They literally did scrape him off the mat and keep going on like nothing happened. I think I'd probably be a little pissed.
Yeah, and I get it.
A lot of bitterness.
And I get it, but that's the thing, Owen again would want the show to go on.
Well,
you,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like just for the
someone
product.
falls from the rafters and
Jackson,
dies.
turn it down.
It's gonna be I mean, if someone dies, that's one of those. I'm kind of on her side, and not. That's
Yeah.
one of those you
And
should
I, and I
investigate it.
and,
Sorry,
yeah, it should have been.
the show will go on after we figure out why a guy just fell 100 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get the bitterness,
because I'm sorry, that could have been like all kinds of things. No investigation, no anything. Just see you later.
Yeah.
Buddy. Scraped him off and kept going. And on the road, like nothing happened. I'd be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the bitterness, but I'm speaking on the behalf of the superstars that want him in there for the gifts he has given emotionally,
Oh yeah,
wrestling wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the wrestlers that have been inducted, are relatable, and just across the board, just for the fact of what he gave as a person.
Yeah.
Not just wrestling, but as a person, the influences, and
Yeah.
that is why I am on board with the wrestlers wanting him, the talent to have him inducted for that reason.
Oh yeah, talent alone, all that.
Yeah,
but
I have nothing against Martha. I get it. Okay, they kind of just, and I agree. I'd be ticked off too. See, I told you I wasn't going to rant on this. But
you're the one that I got all my feelings out in like 9 words.
That's my fault, but set aside, maybe one day, maybe, just like, Michaels and Brett buried the hatchet on their crap with between those two and Vince.
Hey.
I just hope one day before it's all said and done that we can put that water under the bridge.
Hey, a screw job is way nicer. Death.
Yeah, and I mean that like they buried the hatchet with the whole Warrior stuff. Hell, the Steiner brothers into the Hall of Fame. I guess finally they.
We all know why.
And I get that, but
for making Vince money.
Yeah, I mean, but for the longest time, Scott was like, no, I'm not, so I'm glad they were able to now, hopefully knock on wood, nothing happens health-wise to either of them after the fact that they got inducted. We know how some of that crap goes. God bless Warrior, but
I don't want to talk about his heart beating its last beat and his lungs.
I'm sorry, I still can't get over that Raw promo. That was just eerie.
He just eulogized himself.
Yeah.
Which is creepy.
But yeah.
Hell. Creepy as hell.
But
like I was there for his eulogy, really? Who gave it? Him?
Yeah, like there was like
excuse me.
Like if I were at that funeral, no one would be talking. I'd just play that video. I'm like, there you go. Yeah. But machine wise, trying to off of AEW there. Machine wise, Roman and Brock, that's entertaining. The NXT stuff, it's hit or miss, obviously. There's nothing really good main roster wise, and I'm scared, like really scared, like more scared than I was last year. I mean, obviously because of all the talent that was let go. Don't get me wrong, that lessens the storylines. One thing, if we're going to kind of touch on SmackDown a little bit last night, I was actually impressed with the Ricochet match with the two amigos. I can never remember the name, Angel and Humberto. Hey, wow, I actually remembered something. But that match was actually pretty good. Like the wrestling wise, that was great. Like,
they can all go.
That I was just low expectations, but
still can't believe it's.
I mean, that's great. You go from a 450 splash into a recoil. That finish was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably the highlight of the night as far as match wise. Filler match, the tag team match with Sasha and Naomi and stuff like that. Yeah, more of a filler. Okay, whatever. Andre the Giant Battle Royale, waste of time. Sorry.
That's why they had Madcap with me. Doesn't matter what. Yay, look, you did something. Woo. Like, yeah, no one's ever gotten anything from that. They just get a big ass trophy,
Well, I
and
mean,
they get to
and
take
just like,
and they get to take a picture like this next to it.
yeah, I mean, just like, I'm sorry, I have to agree with Booker T. King of the Ring just needs to be either gotten rid of, or really, when you really want to break it out, which last couple of years, it's been every couple years now, but that should really, to me, with who's been King of the Ring, we're not going to touch back on, that should really be like meaningful. No offense to Xavier Woods. He's a great superstar, great machine man, as if I want to put it that way. But what has he got? What has he gotten out of it?
I mean, he got hurt after. I mean, so he did have.
Well, yeah, but
what were they? What were they?
I want King of the Ring. I want King of the Ring to mean something.
What the hell were they going to do with it? They fired 3/4 of the roster. It was physically impossible for it to mean anything. I mean, look how irritating Corbin was with it. But guess what? They did something out of it. I mean,
the last two successful King of the Rings, as far as what it helped with, was Corbin. Okay, I'll go with Barrett because it's Barrett.
He was the king of bad news.
And Shinsuke. Yeah. Okay, there's probably about half a dozen. Let's see here. Stone Cold, it meant something. Yeah. Bret Hart meant something. Corbin meant something. Booker really took the ball and ran with that whole, there's about half a dozen, like when I say meaningful, like elevated, Bret, Austin, end of story. But again, who took the ball and ran with it? Obviously Booker, Corbin, those are the two I can think of. Booker. Yeah. Corbin, the storyline, the way he took with it, I mean, Corbin just takes anything and runs with it. I'm not going to lie with what the crap, Vince has pulled with him. I still like poor man Corbin. That was still funny. I'm not going to lie. The whole Happy Corbin thing, I'm over. Just go back to Lone Wolf.
Start mauling, just go and maul Madcap.
Yeah. Like, even Sheamus, Sheamus can take anything and run with it too, so there's 7 or 8. News. Yeah.
Sorry. Wade Barrett. He went from bad. What? He was the king of bad. What are you? Yeah, you're supposed to dress up for Halloween, Barrett. What are you supposed to be? Bad News Barrett.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That was still the greatest thing ever with the ridiculous podium, 90 feet in the air.
Yep.
He's afraid he's got some bad news. See, that's all you need. Just need him to come back and do that every once in a while. Everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
Or have him start wrestling again in NXT and suddenly
I really
got some bad news for you in the middle of a match and everyone just turns around. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised, that's a good point. I mean, Wade could be there to, elevate newer talent. I mean, just like, Champ is there,
I'll talk about it.
But so SmackDown, kind of a waste of time. Hall of Fame. Oh my God. You know what? Like I talked to you earlier, happened to pass out early last night, woke up just in time for Taker coming out. So, I decided, okay, well, what's only 4 hours of sleep, right? The best, and I have to agree with Dan Stevens, the best Hall of Fame speech, hands down. I can't think of anything.
We also got to think
Taker, honestly, motivational speaking. Like I swear to God, that man last night, and I'm Mark. You
got to remember, he was like one of the very few people that was not allowed to talk.
And
this is
not out of character, but he fully pulled. Besides the Last Ride documentary, last night if there was any other curtains to pull the whole way out, I mean, he ripped the curtains off at that point. Just a phenomenal speech. I welled up, not gonna lie.
I'm a man. I don't.
There's a few times in wrestling where I've welled up and cried, but just the first like 5 to 10 minutes, nothing said, just the crowd. And he was trying to gather his composure, but just so well deserved, wrestling wise as a human being. I mean, he stretched everything. He covered everything across the board. He even mentioned Gunner, his son. Glad he got his relationship back with his son, because, I mean, when he said he put everything aside, he put everything aside. The only thing was kind of weird. He didn't mention, he mentioned pretty much everything, match wise, opponents wise, mentioned BSK. For those of you know who what that is, if you know how to play the game, no pun intended to Triple H. Mentioned Sean H, Yoko, Bruno, just a slew of people. Paul Bear, quick moment with Kane. Agreed, best storyline ever, Kane and Taker, hands down.
Wow, for 10 plus years. That's impressive.
The only thing was really weird, and I saw a post earlier today. No mention of Mick in the cell bit, which, okay. That was the only thing I did see in the speech not mentioned. But oh well, I think that speaks for itself. I don't think he needed to mention it really, anyways. But yeah, I mean, just when you hear man, myth, and legend, Mark Calloway, Taker, the Phenom, the American Badass, just amazing. Like, if you haven't seen it, watch it. And if you already watched it, watch it again. It's like, I can't get over it. The 3 points I actually wrote down in my notes on my phone here. The three mental moves: perception is reality, respect and loyalty go a long way, and never be content. And that last one, never be content. Never just accept what people want you to be. Quick background story: Taker, we all knew he was going to college to play basketball. And 1 semester away from graduating college, he decided, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. I don't know if he ever finished college. I don't know. He didn't really mention it, but yeah, like, man, like, when he sacrificed everything, that man sacrificed everything.
No, they all do.
Very
long time. Complacency kills.
Yeah. Yes, it does. But yeah, just those 3 mental
brass tacks of it.
Mental moves, man. I mean, I can't agree any more with that last one. Never be content. I use it. That's the biggest one I use.
Complacency kills.
There
you go, General Lopez. You're welcome. What? Complacency kills. You only beat it into our head 9 million times in the stupid 535. Complacency kills.
Oh my God, 535. Jesus.
Never be complacent. Always be, keep going.
Forever. Not to go off on a non-wrestling rant, but
I was just gonna leave it at that. Let's see.
Yeah, like,
complacency is a mother.
Never be content.
No,
you can always push your limits further.
Yeah. I just like mine better because it has the word kill in it. Complacency kills. The dead man killed a lot of people. That's what he did.
But congratulations to all the other Hall of Famers.
No.
No. I'm not done. Can I finish?
No.
No offense to Sharmell.
I was going to say it meaner.
So the Warrior Award, definitely deserving. Definitely deserving. That has to be the top.
No one better.
No offense to Connor. No offense to Connor.
No one
but Yeah, like seriously, like, and I'm glad they used the Warrior Award. Should he be inducted as a Hall of Famer? To me, no.
And no offense to Crime Time.
No offense. But
their run was mystical.
But that award completely, I mean, that to me, besides Taker being the most deserving of a Hall of Fame induction, that is probably right there with the Warrior Award this year of how much that means. A father, a husband.
He got his kid's safety.
Yeah, like
the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
I was gonna say Taker deserved it, but that was very fitting. It wasn't, no offense to some other people that won the Warrior Award. I mean,
yeah.
What? I got ran over and I was up and walking like a couple of weeks later. What? I didn't get no damn award.
I had a heart attack and I was up and Taker, up and walking in a week.
Sharmell, Queen Sharmell's in the Hall of Fame after she was just there for King Booker for like the 10 minutes she was there for that. But yet people like the Steiners and Vader just went in now when she was around for 12 seconds. Like I saw that and I was like, well, it's not April Fool's. Like, damn it. Like, can it be April Fool's? Can we just, could she have just showed up at the Hall of Fame and be like, what? April Fool's? Like, damn it. Except don't tell Booker or Sharmell, make them think that she's actually going in to be all like, well, we were just kidding. What? At least you're close to your house because we're in Dallas.
Yeah.
Which is probably why she went in the first damn place.
I didn't actually follow the whole ceremony. Was there any legacy ones? I didn't get a chance to really actually read the results. I don't think there was this year. Correct, I'll find out if there was any. Maybe we can quick touch base on it tomorrow. Because usually there is a legacy one.
Oh yeah.
I mean, across the board. Yeah, across the board. Again, no offense to Sharmell, very deserving of everyone else.
Yeah, like I'm still like I heard.
And you can and anyone watching this later can spew the hate for no offense in Sharmell, but it is what it is.
No offense.
We speak the truth, and sometimes it hurts.
Vader.
No pun intended.
Vader, to the Steiners.
Yes.
Taker.
Yes.
Sharmell.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I mean, we might as well induct the moose painting behind you into the Hall of Fame.
Let's put a lot of hard work in.
Yeah.
Put the hand into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. More deserving.
And have Mark Henry inducted. What? My son, all grown up. Oh, Jesus wept. What? Hopefully, but yeah, I can't even say that. See, I got to carry that over for there. But finally, Stand and Deliver. I know a lot of people have been, I say that at least the wrestling has been, good for NXT. I mean, they have that. I mean, it's granted. Look at all the guys that are really doing things like they've been around a while.
And for the hate, I'm just going to start off. And for the hate of Dolph Ziggler being a champion, the NXT champion, shut up. It's good storyline. It's good wrestling. It's a guy that has already pretty much done it all. That is, taking his knowledge of the game and passing it on. That's my biggest thing. When all these people go, oh well, you're going from the main roster back down to NXT. They don't think about it. They don't think like we do. Where here's a guy, that doesn't really need to be doing this, but he's doing it for the upcoming talent. Kudos. I think we all know what's going to happen. Braun Breaker's going to win.
We're getting to it. Trying to do it in match order so everyone knows when to actually turn. No, so that's the
screw the order.
That's like having Brock and Roman come out first. That's what going out of order would be like here. What like putting over like you save the good one for the end.
Yeah.
It's like putting Roman and Brock out on the pre-show and we're all sitting.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. NXT actually might deliver across the board with everything being good.
Well, so I want to go in order. I got to wrote down in order.
I don't even have it in order.
I know, and I have a lot of stuff to actually say about that one. So I'm trying to get through all the stupid stuff without rambling. Because if we start talking about that, I'm going to look up at the clock and I'm going to go, and we haven't even got to night one yet. I don't want us to be sitting there here for 2 hours. I don't want to hurt people's ears. I mean, the sound of my voice probably does hurt everyone's ears. Don't worry, I started listening to myself back finally. Whew. Whoo-wee. What? I don't know how you people haven't like punched me in the face or something. People don't like throw urine at me or something. Or midgets. They like to throw red Solo cups and straws at each other. Learned that night. Learned that last night. But toxic attraction.
No Dixie cups.
Nope. They had red Solo cups. There were clear Solo cups, and there were regular drinking straws.
Oh boy.
And then the one lady that was walking around with a tray of shots that's always walking around hooligans had to go and pick it all up. That's a good job. I'll go pick that. But toxic attraction, I think they're going to defend successfully against the back together Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. That's one that seems like a Vince move. Like, hey, well, we don't have any. What? Just throw them together again.
Why not?
When they were like mauling each other like 2-3 months ago, like literally they have the street fight where they're just beating the tar out of one another. I think that was right before. Whenever it happened, we talked about it one of the last times you were on here about how good the street fight was between them. You know, we did have a conversation on this, so it's been the last couple of months. But after all that, I really don't get Raquel and Dakota being back together. But I think JC and Gigi are getting, JC and Gigi's backside are going to successfully defend against Raquel and Dakota. I really think it's just a good way for Raquel to finally be done down there. Because, like you said, what else does she? What else does she have to prove down there?
And
what
granted,
else? She'll get wasted. But
I was gonna say, what other women do we have at this point to actually maybe tell a story for either the SmackDown or the Raw Women's title? Because not to go off on the main roster rant, but we got Bayley and Asuka ready to go. So who else do you really have besides throwing Sasha and Charlotte together for the 50 millionth time?
That's no problem. They'd rather
Becky and Charlotte for the 50 millionth time. Or I said, maybe those two main titles change hands and we bring some people up after WrestleMania. Maybe they could actually accomplish something on the main roster. I'm not getting my hopes up, but agreed. I think it's Raquel's time to come up and probably be future endeavor. No offense, because
and Dakota,
she's dating Braun Strowman. The Titan, or Adam Scherr. But anyways,
Adam Scherr. But or Dakota, I don't see what else. Like they're not going to make her champion.
Yeah.
Like they've already buried the chance of that happening like 3 or 4 different times. So what else do they have to do right now? Toxic's on top of the world. Gigi and JC can actually like wrestle. Like we all know Gigi really can wrestle, and Mandy's actually she looks better than she ever did on the.
Oh my God, we talked about that a few months.
Not
a few months.
Like obviously she always looked good. Like but in the ring, like she's actually she's looked better.
And again, I think
she's the greatest thing ever. But
but her coming back down to NXT actually, I think being surrounded by those younger. Being surrounded by that younger talent and upcoming, I think she's really.
I think it was the best thing.
When she came back down, it wasn't. I've been in the main roster. Well, this is what we're going to do. No, she's actually fed off positively.
So we'll get to that thing, but NXT North American Championship ladder match. I'm excited about that one.
Either way, it's going to be good.
Hayes, but I'm gonna have to. There's just something about Trick Williams and those shiny pants. Obviously that's his job is to run his jibs and make us want to headbutt him. Physically, I would headbutt him because what's my head gonna? It doesn't break. But I like what they're doing with Carmelo. Again, I just wish Trick wasn't going to be involved. We know we're going to see him. Santos Escobar's in it, so we know the other two idiots, are going to get involved at some point. We all know it. Grayson Waller's going to have his Sasquatch, whatever his name is, Songa or whatever the hell on me, I don't know. That giant dude's going to come out at some point. Solo Sikoa, I'm wondering if they're going to, how quick they're going to push him, but we'll get into that. And Cameron Grimes, I know you're going to be really shocked, but I'm pulling for Cameron Grimes. I know. After all everyone, go back in the archive. I know. I hate him. I'll always hate him. But really, Solo's going to get a super big push because of who he's related to.
Yeah.
Grayson Waller
I just
is famous for doing the ugliest elbow in God's creation off the War Games thing. Escobar's going to have everyone get involved, and Carmelo's going to have. I'm going to have to see.
Oh, it's going to be.
I'm going for Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, it's going to be chaos, but it's going to be good. Like
I mean, the NXT.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. Their ladder matches normally.
Like, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'll probably be.
Their ladder matches.
Seriously, honestly, tell me when that match is happening and Toxic Attraction, and I'll probably be happy.
Toxic Attraction is on the pre-show, so that's on.
Oh, okay. Well then,
noon and 1 o'clock.
Oh boy.
And I'm sure they'll start off with the ladder match because start out with the big bang like they normally do. But again, I'm going for Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Solo,
I don't think as much as I want Sikoa to win, I think they could do a solid program with a build up and then go into the NXT North American title program with whoever would be champion at that time.
And the way they did Solo in his match against Gunther.
Yeah.
With a million Walter chants and Oos. Oh, yeah. With all those chants, sorry, it's going to be Walter. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like over 10,000 people just chanting Walter the whole entire match when he's out there later on. But with the way they had Solo lose to Walter, I mean, if I remember correctly, I mean, he beat him pretty quick. I mean, it wasn't the quickest match ever, but I mean, Walter pummeled him. So maybe, that was okay. But so we don't believe that maybe it was a way to try to get us to not think, well, he's going to be on the main roster in 12 seconds. Why? Look who he's related. What? Look at his face.
Yeah.
We all know who he's related to. I mean, he's going to go up sooner or later. But ladder matches, again, they don't ever disappoint in NXT, even since Vince has taken over. Like the ladder matches still don't suck.
And that's the nice thing about who's in that match. It's not going to matter who loses because, and that's what I like about ladder matches. Okay, like like when we watch like Money in the Bank, are like, okay, well, we're how you, me, and Dan think. Oh well, this person's done this and that and this and that and this and that. This here is just going to be great across the board. It's not going to matter who wins. It's just because it's going to be a good match.
Which we don't have very often.
Yeah.
So again, I'm putting money on Grimes. I mean, you guys can hold, that against me, later. I know. Again, if you've never listened to the old stuff, go back. There's a lot of it. Pretty sure all I did.
I'm not going to lie.
The only thing I didn't do was cuss him out.
We were both sort of kind of hating on Grimes. I mean, I didn't have as much hate as you did, but
I was well beyond. But
sorry, I have to say it, Vince and Bruce. Well, here's your.
Oh, I won't go that.
Grimes has come a long way. I mean, yeah,
I mean, I don't know. There's just something about the whole. I mean, I don't know. Again, it could just be because I have to see Grayson Waller, who I don't think is as talented as they're trying to make him out to be. Solo's going to get a push. Escobar's going to, and then I have to see Trick Williams in his stupid face. I'll never say he doesn't have a stupid face. See, that one won't change. But hell, Justin came around for Priest, and we have him on this talking about how much he hated the guy. Ooh, I'm so scary. And he's found a way to appreciate him. So, time can change things, except for Tiffany Stratton. Let's keep her away from me. There's just something about that whole thing that hurts my face because I want to knock it. Tony D and Ciampa. Tony D doesn't. I mean, that would kill any momentum Ciampa would have going up to the main roster if he lost. I don't know. I mean, I want to say Ciampa just because it's Ciampa, but this is also probably his crescendo. In NXT, he's going to get called up, which means more than likely he's.
I thought Ciampa didn't want to be up on main roster.
He'd rather retire. Don't worry. Pretty sure he's fully committed now that they dyed his beard and got rid of all the gray. I'm pretty sure. Well, that means he is in it. Or Vince is like, ha ha ha, pal. What? I'll never let you leave.
Ever. Unless Ciampa's getting some decent money.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know, but I don't like Tony D. I mean, his matches don't suck. It's just I don't like the fake Godfather, Tony Soprano, like Goodfellas. knockoff in his crushed velvet tracksuits.
So
Nothing
in other
makes me
words,
happier than a crushed velvet tracksuit. And an idiot going, forget about it. I'm like, man, shut up. But literally, I'll just go watch Tony Soprano. People like him. I don't like Tony D. It's the character. It's not the in-ring look.
yeah, well, and I was about to say, like, don't get me wrong, that the guy can wrestle, and again, probably another bad Bruce and Vince idea. Because I can get note it now. Tony D, he goes up to the main roster. They're going to repackage him because no one's buying it.
He'll just be known as.
I mean, you're not buying it. I'm not buying it.
And there's people with signs. I mean, unless they're just here, hold this sign. Why?
Yeah.
Hold it. Well, cheer for him. I don't know. I like Tony D more than I like that Andre Chase and the whole Chase U thing. Like that actually makes me get up and leave the room. At least when Tony D's there,
at least you're going to get good. You're going to get good wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, then he's going to open his mouth and please stop.
Then it kills it.
Yeah. Yep. Every time you start getting that way, you open your mouth, and then you turn into the bar. Or Triple H.
Yeah.
God bless. Too bad he had to retire that way. His last time in the ring should not be Alexa coming out and throwing a fireball in Randy's face. Like that's just not the way that it goes down. But at least it was with Randy.
I'll say his last two matches was with Randy and Dave. I mean, I
mean, he did live. He did some.
What a love letter. You know what I mean? Like two of the guys that he brought up and evolved, pun intended. But I see there. Yeah.
Watch out, boys and girls. We got
looking at one today. Not to go back to the Hall of Fame, but boy, did he drop some weight. Obviously, he's got some restrictions, but you could see it. I mean, and he's getting older. But I mean, I don't know if you saw the quick thing with the Taker statue over at Access. I don't know if you saw that, but looking at Paul in the ring, I mean, he's definitely trimmed down. I mean, obviously he still likes to work out and stay in shape, but obviously, again, the man has restrictions with heart issue. Understand that, and the age.
In there.
Which quick happy birthday to the Undertaker. That was what, last week, 57 years old, I think. But yeah, he's looking a little bit trimmer, obviously, with between health issues and age, but still looks to seem to be in okay shape.
It's just good to see him.
Yeah, it really, yeah. I mean, like the last thing we saw was the new headquarters building photo from like months ago.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention. I just kept scrolling. No one cares. I know I'm a favorite person. I was like, no, I don't have any time for Vince or Nick Khan. But NXT Tag Championship Triple Threat, I think this one could also be a show stealer.
Oh, yeah.
Creed Brothers, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
They have skill. They're different. MSK, whatever's going to come out from Dude and his wife or whatever it was, making all those accusations against him.
Yeah.
Whatever happens. And Imperium, and I'm sorry, like I have to put her on. Imperium's just.
Yeah. Like, it's almost like it's the WWF's version of ENC, Dudley's mixed with the Hardy. Like, you know what I mean? Like a little bit of that and bringing that into NXT. Like those three tag teams, like it again, it's not going to matter who wins. It's because they can put on a good clinic. They can put on a good matches no matter who's wrestling who. And I really think these three tag teams are going to level up big time in this match if it's delivered correctly. No pun intended. Get it? Yeah. That's what I like about NXT. They have 3 to 5 solid tag teams that can. It's not going to matter if they're champions or not. It's going to be a good match with no matter whether it's a one-on-one tag team against tag team. This triple threat today, just good. It's going to be a good. Honestly, I agree. Either that or the latter matches are going to be the men's division.
I think Imperium's gonna. I just put mine on Imperium. Like, unless they intend on them going up to the main roster, like on Monday, or Friday, I don't see the point in having them.
Please don't. Not yet. Not yet. Let
Almost there.
let Imperium. I mean, I know they've been
But they've
around
been
for
there
a while.
forever.
Yeah, but if they're going to take that piece, try at least maybe over the next year to develop a couple more tag teams to work with them. You know, to that, and that's the thing. That's the thing about NXT. It's like, okay, main roster doesn't work out, and then they're down a tag team. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Hey.
try to bring something in as something's about to go out, and you know what I mean?
Theoretically, they got MSK and the Creed brothers and those two idiots, Mendoza and Wild with Legato. There you go. See, the brain just stopped. But they have that. I mean, they have a few. It's just sooner or later, I just think they're going to win this one. Again, with everything being thrown out about the one member of MSK, whether it's true or not. I mean, we'll see how that all folds out. And the Creed brothers, I mean, I like them. Again, I don't think it's that time yet. I think they're still too because Imperium can still have a match with anybody. Like they can make one look good. And what's his name has been the bald one.
Even if you don't bring Imperium up fully, like that's a tag team that could go back and forth.
Yeah, they should be.
And if Vince would play his cards right, like they have been with Ciampa in dark matches and other tapings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of like what they did with Ciampa. It's been main roster, kept on NXT. Like if they were to do that to kind of fill out the crowd, like bring Imperium up for like a match on SmackDown or Raw and see how the crowd reacts before you just throw them up there and they're like, who's this? Or
I'll see it.
You know what I mean?
No matter what, if they call them up, names will be different, music will be different, everything will be different because for some reason, if it isn't broke, they break it.
Yeah.
They just can't leave well enough alone. Like the next match is Ron Imperium. I think Gunther's going to beat LA Knight because.
Oh, dude, I hope he slaps the shit out of him. Yep, I went there.
He can talk.
Right into the crowd.
He can talk. In LA Knight, there's a lot worse wrestlers there. It's just something, I don't know.
LA Knight reminds me of a young up and coming Miz. You just want to see him just, you know what I mean? And the man can wrestle. I'm not he can wrestle. It's just
anyway, Walter's gonna beat him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you went there.
They named him after a Nazi. Hey, there's gonna be 10,000+ people chanting Walter tonight. Don't worry, no one's going to be chanting Gunther, but it's all Walter. No matter what Vince could do to him, it's going to be Walter forever. That was one of the dumbest moves ever.
And you know what's going to happen? They're going to bring him up to the main roster and change his name back to Walter. Yeah. It might be one of those Vince moments go, yeah, they were right. Maybe. That'd be nice to have one of those moments.
Yeah. Like, fine, you guys win. Yay, and the peasants rejoice. Yay. We win one. We're not going to win one. It's Vince. He's going to.
And I hate that. I don't want to go on a complete side rant, but why did they change Pete's name?
My point exactly. They can't.
I mean,
leave anything alone. Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Pete Dunne. What? Problem solved. Don't change anything. Don't make it. Like
I can see why they did it because
stupid.
I can see why if there's one thought I have to say is the only reason why I feel that they did that was for the fact if they just put Pete Dunne up there all on his lonesome, it would have failed and they would have brought him back down to NXT. He could
have went up there and still been Pete Dunne.
I know, but
one of those Pete owns his name. So they're trying to make it so they have their own name and control them. So no matter what they do, they always own that character. Like one of the Storm, those kind of things. Like, fine. Ooh, by the way, good on her. Hopefully she gets used properly.
Yeah.
But,
yes.
Yeah, that Pete Dunne, like as a Butch, because I watch SmackDown like not while it's live,
Yeah.
and like I saw the thing I think you posted, Butch, who the is Butch? And by the way, this is
I mean,
way too early o'clock on a Saturday morning.
But I honestly think again the reason why they did it is I think because if they would have just put him up as Pete Dunne, there would have been high expectations, and storyline wise, it wouldn't have had anything, and then we would all be complaining, going, "Why the hell aren't you using Pete Dunne properly?" So I think they would rather do the name change and us be a little ticked off than putting him up there as Pete Dunne and then not being able to do anything with him.
Same faction. Let him be Pete Dunne. Be the same thing. No one would be booing everyone out of the building, and the internet would not be exploding. He could have done the same exact damn thing.
I know.
And still been Pete Dunne.
But sometimes you got sometimes you got to think like the old man.
No one should think like the old man.
Okay, look at the perspective from the old man.
The old man's perspective sucks. Have you seen the product the last couple of years?
I'm just saying, you got to be.
How about he thinks about the perspective from the guy that actually, I don't know, had the most successful show in wrestling at one point. Most impressive company down there at NXT when it was black and gold for all those years. Everyone wanted to go there.
Yeah, let's just take perspective.
Stop thinking.
Let's just take a paint palette and slap it on a sign.
Let's not like I'm sorry. Think of the perspective of Vince. No, the old man has had no perspective. His perspective sucks. His perspective is the reason why the ratings are like non-existent, and they've been getting worse. Why? Because the product is bad. It's really bad. Hell, when I'm saying 2.0 is better than like the main, like I don't like Butch. Like he still could have been Pete Dunne. Like Ridge Holland got to keep his name. Cesaro just went down from Antonio Cesaro to Cesaro. I mean, don't forget, Rusev had a first name at one point. Like you could have just made him Pete. He loves dropping people's last names or first names. When Vince loves one name people. I don't know what it is. Like NXT, 2 names. Main roster.
Yeah.
1 name. What? You don't get 2.
Oh, no. Sorry. Main roster, 1 name, 2 names, half a name, quarter of a name.
No one knows. You go from this to this to this to this, and then we'll we'll just call you by 1. Like the Viking Raiders. I'm pretty sure have been like the Viking Raiders, the Raiders, the War Raid. I mean, they've been known as everything, and there's another great waste. There's
and then the last and final name, Future Endeavor.
Yeah, you know it's coming when they have them get squashed by Omos in 3 seconds. Flat. But carry all that aside, Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm looking forward to it again. Mandy Rose, Io Shirai's in there, Kaylee Ray, and Cora Jade, who's I'm slowly coming around to. So I think Mandy's going to hold on to it though.
Yeah, I don't.
They're on a roll right now. I mean, what would she do if she lost it?
Yeah.
What would they do with her?
And they're with keeping the belt on her. You can still develop other storylines and intermingle. The other 3. You know what I mean? Like again, Mandy's there. To me, Mandy's there in the Dolph Ziggler aspect. Just longer tenure.
Except she needs.
But yeah.
She needed the help in the ring, is what I should say.
Yeah.
Unlike Dolph's. I don't know, but I'm going with Mandy. I don't think Kaylee Ray's. Cora's not ready yet, I don't think. And Io, I mean, her time should be done in NXT. I mean, she held the fort down. Really, what else is there for her to do?
Yeah.
It's one of those, like you've been here for forever.
Yeah. And her and Asuka, I bet you her and Asuka could put on a really good match.
Guaranteed they could put on if we ever get to see Asuka again.
Oh, she's been cleared.
We miss you, Asuka. It was nice to see you on Instagram the other day. I went, oh shit, she's still alive.
Yep.
I've complained enough about them not using anyone.
Yeah.
But there she was. We have Mandy. And then NXT Championship, like I said, there's a lot. And there's 2 sides to this story. Breaker wins. What was the point of having, Ziggler go down there? And then what would they do with Ziggler if they move him back up onto the main roster? Because all they did was just just job out to people. Like that's all they did.
But you also got to.
But the other side again is have Ziggler win, because they want to pull up Breaker as soon as
Yeah.
humanly possible, but then that way Ziggler, it proves that it wasn't just a ploy to try to get ratings, to get more people to watch things, and Ziggler can work with everybody down there.
Yeah.
Let him be down there, have a good run as champ, and let him work with so many more younger talents. Because again, what's he gonna do on the main roster?
Yeah.
Like him and Rude just go down there to lose tag team championship matches like 3 times a week. Like that's about all they're good for if you see them.
I did like the fact that they brought back Glorious for that one time. Not gonna lie, that was great.
I got to hear.
I totally forgot about that theme. Like I gotta throw it back on my gym workout list for my wrestling themes.
Hey, 2 weeks in a row, I got to see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That hands down, still one of my favorite entrances.
And I must say, in midget wrestling last night, I mean, one of them did steal that or Randy's corner thing. I think I have a picture of him. Just like what? Randy, what? He stole it. Like I've seen that before.
Randy Jr.
I've seen that before. Like you little bastard. Except you say that. Well, that's like offensive and rude. Like come here, you little.
They probably don't care. It's the rest. It's the rest of the world that gets offensive.
They were saying all kinds of fun stuff to each other. But yes, it was good to see that. But again, I think Ziggler staying down there because remember when Breaker said he would be on the main roster, in the pay-per-views by June, July. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this year he said. I'm pretty sure. To give him another title run. I'm pretty sure they're ready for him to go. Oh, and a midget stole his finishing move too.
Nice.
That was nice, but Ziggler, I think, has more use down there because what else can you do with him?
Definitely.
The main roster working with the young guys over Breaker winning just to get another title run, which means then he has to lose to someone else again before he goes. Like it would just be a cheap way to get him a second reign.
Yeah, but why? And then put it back on Ziggler, or throw it on someone that that would be a fill-in champ.
Yeah, it just proves that Ziggler was down there just to get ratings. It's proof that's all the whole thing was, to try to get people to watch the.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Ziggler retains.
I mean, for the love of God, we had Miz TV on how hard are you trying to get people? Suddenly Miz TV is on NXT. Along with Ziggler and Roode, and then suddenly the Mysterios show up. If you don't have, just randomly too, the Mysterios just like, hi, we're here. They have a match and then poof, they're gone. Like nothing happened.
Pretty much.
Like you proved the point that I've been saying on this show for anyone that actually listens. It's just a ratings ploy.
Yeah,
which is a shame. But I think Ziggler, again, said I had a lot. I think he's more useful there than he is on the main roster, because literally, I mean, he's done nothing but just job out to people for forever. I mean,
very much.
That's what they do. They just go out there, have useless tag team matches, get a tag team title shot, lose a tag team title shot, attack someone from behind, get another title. Like, it just hasn't done anything. I think them work. And again, but if he loses, do they keep him and Rude down there to work with the younger tag teams and then send? Like there's a lot of more better possibilities if they stayed down there than if they went back up, because they're never gonna get used right if they go back up. And people say, how do you know that, Jesse? Watch anything they've done for the last 6 months to a year.
True.
They do nothing except lose tag team title matches. You know, they do seem to. I mean, I'm pretty sure they had like 3 in a 5-week span at one point when they went to Raw. There's tag title shot, tag title shot, tag title shot. It was never ending. But again,
the nice thing we haven't had here in NXT is your favorite tag team name.
Yes, thank God.
The Double D's, and no intended.
If it happens now, if I hear I'm finding you. I mean, granted, can't get the PA to find you, but please, God, please don't send them back to the main roster, because then I have to hear that. Keep them down in NXT. I haven't heard that yet. But I think, again, it'll be a good match. That's the only reason why I'm going for Ziggler's, because I don't see what else they could do with him.
Yeah.
It would piss a lot of people off.
And really, they could have Rude do some one-on-one stuff with other talent too. Because we know Rude can wrestle. They both can wrestle. Like, seriously. If you haven't watched any of Rude's Impact, TNA, whatever they're called now. Yeah, pretty much. The Dixie Machine, whatever. Seriously, the guy can wrestle.
Yeah.
Utilize both of them to their full potential. Just don't have, Rude just say, "Hey, I'm with Dolph," and blah blah blah. Like,
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And even if they gave him something like one of the, like, again, they get tag titles or North America. He gets a North American title. It's like, they just keep doing it. Like, them working down there is the best. Again.
Yeah.
And it would prove that it wasn't just a ratings ploy, because Ziggler didn't need the title. There was no point in giving him the title. Like, unless it was literally like for him to get a ratings bump, which is all he cares about. But
I said, if Breaker wins 2 weeks later, they're going to rush something. They're going to throw it on somebody just to get it off a Breaker, and then they have no storyline for the title.
Yeah, which would be
what's the point? What's the point of wasting all that?
So that's everyone's been. I've told them, like, "Are you sure?" Like, it makes so much more sense than having it.
Yeah.
Like when you
but what makes sense to us may not make sense to the old man.
Nothing makes sense to the old man.
True.
Nothing has made sense to the old man for a very long time. But that gets us on finally.
Night one.
Finally.
Wrestle Mania.
Becky Bianca for the Raw Women's title.
Well, we know
I'm looking for, like, after her cutting her hair. I mean, Drew. I did talk to Drew. Believe it or not, he picked Bianca. I'm just wondering if they're going to do a double turn now that, but Bianca was out there cutting Becky's hair off, which is a super heel thing to do. And how's the braid going to get involved? Is she going to cut Homegirl's braid off? Like,
well, obviously that's probably going to happen considering the fact that it's not real. We know that's not, we're no dummies. Or maybe it's, I don't know. Like, I think you could go either way, because you could get
either way
2 storylines out of it. Don't forget, at one point, Bailey and Bianca had something going on in the past. So is it something that's utilized to bring Bailey back in the picture? Which, either way, even if it's
Bailey screws Bianca.
Yeah, like, and then do you have Bailey work a program with Bianca, and then I hate to say this, if they do WrestleMania Backlash, oh my God, do we move it into a triple threat? Again. Then at that point,
I swear they did it last year. That sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah. Or does, maybe Bailey comes back, screws Bianca, Bailey and Bianca have something, and then Asuka comes back into the story, because technically from Money in the Bank last year. So there's your 2 stories that you could really build, because they would be great matches either way.
Like having Bailey,
you got 2 separate programs, either way, really, if you think about it, whether the championship's involved or not. So that, to me, business-wise, makes sense. So that's why I'm thinking it could go either way. I'm not going to really pick a definitive winner.
I want to see Becky, just because, I mean, like the stuff we've talked about before. I mean, it's all right. Like how they, like, you see Bianca out in, like, the normal world, she's completely, like, I know she's playing a character, but just
she's gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. She's
it's just they make her sound so much more hood. I guess, like, I don't know. They just
I guess so.
And
we'll stick with hood. We'll stick with hood.
And the repetitive. It's not even her fault. She's just going out there and doing what they're telling her.
No, but that's the thing. The kids love it.
No,
the kids love it.
How many times can we see and be impressed with Bianca giving the KOD to Doudrop after Doudrop literally kicks off the bottom or second rope just to get herself fully up there for Bianca? Like, how many times can they do? Like, there's a lot of people on the roster. It does not always have to be oh, look at the strength of Bianca Belair. Look, we've seen her do it 9 times already. What? It's not impressive anymore. Especially when you literally see her dewdrop split bounce off and shove herself up there last time. Why do you think she always does it in the corner?
It's not like in the late 90s, early 2000s where, you know, they didn't make it obvious. Like when Taker and Kane used to choke slam people, like, you know, you're more focused. Well, I guess camera angles were a little bit different back then. Like when you saw Taker go like that, they zoomed into the upper bodies, and then you wouldn't see it, and then they would pan out, and then you would see the height, and then, you know what I mean? Like they were able to hide it better.
Well, I mean, at least they did it in the middle of, you know, the ring. And again, even when they showed it, you could see the guy dropping down a little bit. I mean, there's some of those guys like the Scotty 2 Hotties of the world or Funaki. Yeah, there was no spring in that. I'm pretty sure Taker just picked him up and threw him like,
yeah.
Like, well, you know, I choke slam Big Show last night, so like then you stand there for a few seconds waiting for him to come back down so you can just swat him. But you know, like that it's just she has the Roman effect where they've just been shoving her down all of our throats.
I know.
And if it was different, I'd be okay with it. Like they could do the same stuff. Like if it's different, it's not just literally the same exact thing for forever. And that's my biggest problem with it. It's not who she is. It's just like she literally gives the same speeches, has the same matches. I mean, again, they're telling her what to say. She's getting booked in the matches.
I mean, they might as well.
Not like she's saying, I don't think I'm going to do that. And they'll be like, actually, you are. Like, you know, it's not like it's really like her fault, but it's just the same. Like, at least Becky, she's always evolved. Like, no matter what. I mean, she went from the Irish Last Kicker to, she went from whatever the hell she started out as in NXT to the Irish Last Kicker to snapping out and being the man to Big Time Bex or whatever the hell they're calling her right now. You know, like she's kept evolving her game, and Bianca's been
like to
NXT
me
has been the same thing for this many years.
To me, I have to agree. Becky has reinvented herself
repeatedly,
just like Jericho. Like not complete GOAT status, but what she has been given over her wrestling career. I mean, again, coming from 15, 16 years old in places in God knows where, Ireland, to now where she's at, like
complete night. It was a great, and that's how she stayed there. Like everyone always said, I mean, all the people, like if you want to stay on, like Taker, once you feel like it's like, when you feel like it's time to change, the fans probably don't feel it yet, and they're not going to be ready for it, but they're gonna dig it.
Make them feel it.
Yeah,
make them feel it.
He felt like the dead man was just, you know what? The fans weren't ready for what they were still popping. It's just I felt it was too, and he changed it up and became the American Badass.
Yeah,
and and then he went back to Big Evil, and like he just kept beautifully transition. And every time he came back for a Wrestle Mania or anything after he finally kind of retired, like he was still adding different wrinkles and moves all the way till the end, pretty much, except for that match with Roman, where he even says he sucked. I don't think he sucked. I just think that he had too many surgeries and he just didn't give himself, like he didn't have enough time to get up. But Becky, like no offense to Bianca, I'm going for Becky just because like they have to do so, or if they finally get, again, she cuts her and Bianca goes full heel, and like so that could save her, because again she has like the Bailey problem, or Becky before she, like when she was the Irish Last Kicker, just happy like for years on the main roster, just level, no one cared. Like Bailey, when she was all smiley and happy, no one cared. And she went heel, and look at her, just like Roman. I mean, Jesus wept. He got the Rock booed out of a building. That's how much people like. Even like that crowd in Philly was like, you smell the pop. No, oh wait, he's go. Oh, no. When the Rock is getting booed out of a building, he should have changed way before he did. And then taking time off because of COVID. I respect that. When it first broke loose, because he literally just got over cancer. Like, but him coming back as the tribal chief, like that was the best thing he could have done ever for his entire career. I'm sure Vince was fighting it like no one else. To keep it going. It was so wanting to be good. Like, no, I think Bianca's to the point where it was like them, where you have to change.
Yeah.
Like, because the kids might be loving you, but the rest of us are going like, I've seen this since you got to NXT. 3 or 4 years now, fella? Like, do something. completely.
Yeah.
Triple H went from a blue blood, I mean, cerebral assassin, the King of Kings, the evolution thing, which was still different. Like after a certain amount of time, The Rock, but he was super babyface. He was like, granted,
Yeah, no one was buying
Bianca's
it.
not getting die Rocky die chance or anything like that, but
No, but they need to do something before it gets to that point.
But I just, in my personal opinion, that's my biggest problem with Bianca. To me, it crossed the line of it's time. Like now we're never. Like people aren't going to stick around forever. Like don't let it go.
No.
I'm going for Becky just for. I think it'd be a great way to have a turn for.
Yeah.
Especially again, if you have like, you could even again have Bailey show up. Yeah, hit someone's music. She comes through the crowd. Becky picks up the win, then Bianca can go full. Like it just, they could have something again. They could set up. So then they could go on their way.
Yeah.
And then they can have Alexa or Asuka.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, everyone wants Bailey to come back. So maybe they push her as not a heel, not a babyface, but something in between, to which makes Bianca go bonkers because she's been waiting for this moment and then loses her shit. You know what I mean?
Like that could be the ultimate. Like I know people tell me people like, what you just like what I have what I would give them my great ideas to quote, Paul Tuttle from American Chopper, as I know people that listen to this. For some reason, when you add an R to the end of a word, it hurts their head. But how people from New York can't add R's to letters, and people in Boston can't pronounce like the letter R, I'll never understand. But I think it's time again. Her in the middle, which is where I liked where Edge was for the longest time, though, because he wasn't a good guy. He wasn't a heel, but he was perfectly just right in the middle, and he could work with anyone. Now that he's turned full heel, I mean, I want to see what they're gonna do. But
the nice thing
that's tomorrow's conversation.
Yeah.
That I liked him in the middle. I have great faith. I mean, it's Edge. He's gonna pull it off. Like he's great at storytelling. Yeah. And whoever he picks up and works with is going to be much better off for working with him for storytelling, both on the mic and in the ring.
Quick side note: Edge is at that point where Paul was with Orton, Bautista. Yeah. I think it's going to be one of those kind of things. And 10 years from now, when we're hopefully still doing this, and it has evolved, no pun intended.
I'll still be here.
We'll be able to say, "Hey." Yeah. We'll be like, hey, by the way, Adam was good as Paul with Evolution as Adam was good with said stable name.
Whatever they're going to call it,
Yeah.
Let's call it the New Broods. They still own it. I mean, and it's perfect evolution, from, again, puns everywhere, but to go from him being in it under Gangrel to then him being, as he's done the entrance enough, him coming back and being the leader and getting two new guys to, and it's an idea that wouldn't piss the whole world off. Edge bringing it back. No one would be mad about that.
I think it needs to be a trio, just for the simple fact that you mentioned it can't be four. No. It's got to be three. Like that's that'll fit.
He's brought it back already. The entrance to have him do that.
Yeah,
and just let it blossom and do it. But because again, he's already done it, and he was in the original. Before they went and made the New Brood, which I was a bigger fan of the original Brood over the Hardy Boys and the Brood, but that's a whole other story for another day. But it would make perfect sense with everything he's done. But that's tomorrow. I don't care about the next match, so I'm just going to say the Mysterios.
Yeah.
The Mysterios are going to have their hands raised at the end of it.
I don't know, but Logan Paul hasn't lost a, you know what I mean?
They can have
either way.
They can have Miz take the loss, though.
Yeah, true. I guess.
Takes the pin.
As long as it's not a stupid roll up.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a roll up.
It's not our fault that the 24/7 championship has literally ruined the surprise roll up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because woo, and then suddenly they get rolled up by someone that's half their size and they can't kick out, even though at least the
roll up is the roll up is dead. The next one is a small package.
At least I was watching Wrestle Mania 18, I believe, and the Hurricane comes swinging in on some rope and kicks over the person that's the hardcore champion to win. Just out of nowhere, at least people were doing moves to each other. It wasn't just 1,000 roll-ups. For the love of God. I'm not even talking about it anymore. Past that, for the love of God. Drew versus Happy Corbin. I'm going with Drew. Like, it's a damn shame he went from champion to championship match to working with Happy Corbin and Happy Corbin too. Like, that shows you how lowly like the character is. It's just random. And they stole Angela.
It's about as bad. It's about as bad as Kurt Angle losing to Corbin years ago. But moving on.
And they pulled out stealing Angela again. Like, like you stole a sword again. Like, you didn't do that 6 months ago, 8 months ago, whatever the hell it's been. Now I swear that was a SummerSlam thing. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but that was useless. The SmackDown tag team titles. I think the Usos. Well.
Yeah, Usos retain.
If the Usos lose, Roman's losing.
Yeah.
There's a whole bloodline. It's going to go, and then they're going to come back like killing everyone. But I just think the Usos are too good for the division. Like, no offense, I love Shinsuke. Like, if you have no faith in him because all the stupid stuff he does now, go back to TakeOver Dallas. Yeah, TakeOver Dallas, the first Dallas. Like, go to TakeOver Dallas and watch him and Sammy's match. NXT TakeOver Dallas. That was Shin's first match and Sammy's last. Watch that. Beat the living hell out of each other when they were actually allowed to wrestle before it got to the main roster and this comic-y stupid that they keep doing. Like, that was a hell of a match. But him and Boogs.
Yes, we get it. Boogs is a jacked up Freddie Mercury lookalike. Who?
Hey, he looked like the guy on the Dave's Wonder Bread packages. Like, that's true. What he was, with a guitar. Hey, I still find him entertaining. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, I love when Pat McAfee gets up on the as he gets knocked over by Theory. That was interesting the other night.
But I think the Usos, just because they're too good. Like, but if they lose, we know what's going to happen.
Maybe not. Like, they really
win and hold down the fort, and they pull the we haven't seen Roman and weeks thing, and he just shows up and just smashes them and stacks them and hurts all of our damn heads. But yeah, Usos win that one. Ronda's gonna beat Charlotte.
Yeah, that's a
so they can set up next year where Becky and Ronda can actually have the match, the ending to a match, because that match was great. If the referee if he just waited 1 second to start counting, would we even be in this boat right now having this conversation? Because it would have been perfect ending. Done. See you later. Bye. But no, he had to look at couldn't miss the shoulder being off the mat. And he counted anyway, which killed it. But Ronda's Charlotte just, I don't know, I'm just over it. Like, is she one of the best wrestlers on the planet, female wise? Yes. Does she have to have 73 title reigns already at this point in 10 minutes?
No, definitely not.
That's why we don't like her. Why? Bayley was just as talented. Becky was just talented. Oscar.
Yeah. True.
I mean, there's a lot of people in the women's division that could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just over that. And then the KO show, KO's going to get mauled, but I want to see what shape.
Oh yeah,
how they do it.
But I don't think it'll be a full mauling. I think they're going to test the waters with Austin because
he's going to take.
He's in really damn good shape.
Yeah, he's going to take a few.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
But by the end, it's going to be stoner beer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be
spring beer all over.
I'm thinking they're going to run the ropes, at least that, and see and see if this is truly a one-off.
I think it'll be good though. I think it'll be entertaining. I know we can see you.
Yeah.
Obviously, so you're supposed to lay down, you weirdo. But I think it'll still be entertaining and good.
Oh yeah.
And then this brings us to the last thing. I know you said go in order. I figured we'd have a bigger conversation about this than any of that. Seth Rollins versus. I
don't know. Article including Jericho's page saying Cody's now backing out. I don't know.
He shared that yesterday.
Yeah.
That means Chris Jericho got you. April Fools, bro.
I don't know. Well, anything at this point, I would believe because of how stupid the machine is. I'm sorry. Not trying to defend my stupidity in yesterday being April Fools, but still, it's so sad that even though it's April Fool's yesterday, it's still believable. Like something stupid's going to happen.
I mean,
you know,
$3 million, $3 to $5 million a year, whatever he's getting.
Yeah, I forget what the contract is if he has truly signed.
I'm sure
he
had to have, but again, there's that. Then there's so many rumors about so many people that it could be outside of him. I mean, how nice would it to see Veer Mahan come? Like, there's Veer, and suddenly Pat McAfee, who's not even like supposed to be covering the match, yelling, Veer showed up. Veer came prematurely. He would say it. We can all hear him making that garbage reference. What Pat McAfee screaming, Veer came prematurely. He came prematurely. Like, and the whole world laughing. We know he would do it.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest idea I've had in my life. Someone one of you mentioned Elias. Whatever the hell he is now. I don't know. The old Elias.
Whatever he will.
Okay. Yeah. Like, well, where the hell? He died like 8 months ago. Where the hell have you been?
But what if, and this would be a repeat of Hardy Boys WrestleMania resurgence, Mr. Rotunda, the last post.
Oh yeah, I saw. That's one of those there just to get him.
Yes, okay, he's at WrestleCon for a signing. Got that. That was announced like half a year ago.
Yeah, forever ago.
What if?
If I had $40, that would have his signature on it too.
Yeah.
And then that thing would be worth like $300, $400, $500.
Yeah. So, and I don't care if it would be the Fiend. I don't care if it'd be the Eater of Worlds, Swamp Guy. Like, I would not care, but I would mark out. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
What if this was all a ploy where he could take the time off to get the proper
help he needed? What if it was the greatest? What if it was the greatest work in ever to make it look like what they actually really hated each other?
Yeah.
Like, and suddenly he's all, hi. Suddenly the lights turn red, and we're all going, oh no, and the whole crowd erupts.
And think about it. Think about it.
This is why I saved this.
Stupid Hell in a Cell match that gets stopped because he was going too far. Hello.
It was on a
full circle.
It was a stupid idea from bad. It was a bad idea from stupid creative. Actually,
exactly.
It was a bad idea from Vince, and back there going like, stop it. And we're all going,
yeah,
stop it. Like Mick Foley went off of it. Then he went through it.
And continued to wrestle.
No one stopped that damn match. He should have died. Hello. If he was off by an inch.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That was
going through his spine.
That would make up for all the stupidity.
Oh, I hear your tongue. What? He's even agitating you. But here's my other theory. Not Austin. Please God. The kid's talented. I will give him that. But
oh yeah,
that whole selfie stick thing went. Tyler did it better. Anyway, hear me out.
Turn the TV off.
Suddenly there's this glow behind your head.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Turn the TV off, please.
Hear me out. All the Hall of Famers are announced. They're all standing there doing their normal thing, waiting for the main event headliner to come out, which would be Taker, to get his own separate entrance. And Seth's music hits. He goes down to the ring and flaps his jibs. Boom, Rollins starts playing. Or his other one, whether he comes out the American Badass, rides down. We get the fist in the air after he beats the hell out of him, does one of those, or he's the dead man and it takes him 9 years to get down. I mean, literally bounce off the ropes, clothesline. Yeah. He gets up. Yeah. Snake eyes, big boot, tombstone. And that's how Taker rides off into the sunset in front of a crowd properly.
I never thought about that. Never say never.
I mean, I really only say that because of, that you never know what. Yeah. After we went from being so good to you never know, which is what he said, the other day?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, one Taker, we don't need to hear you say, you never know with these things. Like, shut up. But think about it. Seth runs out there, runs his mouth, dong.
Yep.
And Taker gets in, like everyone else gets to wave. He goes out on his Harley with his fist in the air. Or it's a lightning bolt and him giving the look. Whatever,
yeah, true.
And he gets, his moment in there to be, I think that's the most fitting way for Taker to go out now that
True.
he's in the Hall of Fame and be done. Let him have that.
Hey, the whole never say never. I mean, and he didn't necessarily mean a match. Now, don't get me wrong. We saw that if it were right, he would maybe, but.
And that wouldn't even be a match. That would just be a run in.
Yeah.
Maul him for all the Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And right off into the sunset officially, properly.
Yeah.
That would be. Again, I know I have crazy ideas, world, but everyone
that's a good one. That really is.
That's the idea of the day right there.
Mm-hmm.
The proper Taker ending after that weird thing they did at Survivor Series.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still not over that. That was just ridiculous.
That was dumb. That was really, really dumb. And again,
but those are the only scenarios I can think of. I can't think of anything else for Rollins.
And again, it wouldn't even be a match, so it wouldn't ruin his last match against AJ. He's shown up for Pitbull in Saudi Arabia, or wherever. I mean, he's made appearances but him coming out there and doing that, that's the big. See, there's all you people wonder what goes on inside of this head, but these are the thoughts I have every day. Guess what? That's why this right here. This child is now dead, not that child. My baby is officially there's no more room in the first notebook for the wrestling show.
Oh boy.
And I have crazy, crazy ideas. And I'm sitting there going, but that would be so fitting. Why? And then if they want to save Cody for the night after, just because Taker coming out and mauling him would get an even bigger pop than Cody. No offense to Cody. So that's it. That's my running theories on it. We'll see how stupid I am. I'm sure we'll be texting tonight as I'm sitting there going. That's why I wear that.
Yeah.
Hat. I can't rip my own hair out if I have a hat on.
I have nothing to rip, so.
Don't rip your. You can rip those out. It feels delightful.
Yeah, it is long enough now.
I'm proud of you. Normally, every time you ask.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Shave it or not? Keep it going.
This is the longest it's been. It's been since the beginning of the year.
Every time there's literally.
Yeah, my oldest is I can't imagine you without it now. So I guess
it's there to stay. It's there to stay. But in closing, everyone, make sure you check out the pre-show for Stand and Deliver. It starts in a half hour. I'm sure the match isn't going to start until 12:20, 12:30, so they
it gives you some time.
They can fill the middle of it. But again, ladder match is going to be great.
Yeah.
Imperium MSK and the Creed Brothers is going to be great.
Yeah.
Ziggler and Breaker. I mean, I don't know if great's the word, but it's going to be a good match. And then again, there's intrigue with Becky and Bianca and the Seth thing and the KO show. I mean, no offense to everything else, but
there's so much they can do with everything for night one, both WrestleMania and NXT and stuff. There's so many different avenues. It's just, will they?
And by the way, before I thank everyone, how weird is it that both women's championships are getting defended?
Yeah.
Tonight. They have enough titles, they could have spaced it. I figure one and one on the other. I just find it really weird that both of them are on night one.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of filler on night two, it seems. But get into that tomorrow and say thank you for everyone that listened. Don't forget, follow along, share it out on all the platforms. I know you people follow them. It's not hard.
How many are we at?
What episodes?
No, platforms.
Let's see. Well,
can you rattle them off?
YouTube, Rumble, Anchor, Breaker, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts. I believe we're on Amazon Podcasts and Music, and we're not on Audible yet, but I can do that. There's a bunch that I've actually applied for that, it takes 6 months to a year for a review, which, turn it on for 12 seconds. You'll know if you like it. I'm still waiting, and I'm trying to get on Pandora Drive.
Oh, okay.
I've applied for it, so not there yet. And the video and the audio also I've put it on Good Pods across many different pages on there. All I have to do is look it up and it will pop up, so you can listen on there as well. And if you listen on there, listen on one of the other listening platforms. It helps me out, and I can keep track of how many people are listening to me. So there. 11, and then Facebook on top of it because I post everything. So there's 12. What? I haven't rattled off all of them in a very long time. You have not listened in a very long time. I have stopped rambling off that much stuff, but thanks for checking us out again. Comment, let us know what you think, share it out. Really, yeah, put it on the page, like in the comments of the episode, like your comments of what you think, your predictions for the whole entire thing. Like, cause I'm very intrigued to see what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, let's hear it. Like,
But,
seriously.
let us know. And we'll be back tomorrow. So enjoy the stupidity. Stand and Deliver has a lot less stupidity, but enjoy all the stuff that we pretty much know how it's gonna go. And we'll be back tomorrow. So enjoy it, be good to each other, and until tomorrow, peace.